Hello, myself Jeevarajan Kumar. People call me Jeeva. I am a solution architect and a Microsoft Business Application MVP and a Microsoft certified trainer as well. And I am currently living in Auckland, New Zealand. And I have been in 12 years. I've been 12 years in this industry and been working on Microsoft Business Application for more than 9 years now. And I moved to New Zealand last year, and before that I was working in Singapore for 5 years, and then before that I was working in Chennai, India, and a year in Mexico, Guadalajara. And the journey in the tech industry started long back. That's on 2011, November 23rd. That's exactly on my wedding day. So I started my career as a junior software engineer in HCL Technologies India, and pretty much I was into computers and computer science when I was in university, and that's what inspired me to start the career in the tech as well. And fortunately, I got opportunity in one of the big IT consultancies in India, and that gave me an opportunity to work in .NET technologies and a bit of Azure. At that time, the Azure was pretty new, and from there, I had a chance to work. I had a chance to move to Guadalajara, Mexico, and work there for a year for one of the biggest insurance providers in USA. And after I returned from that, I changed my career to Dynamics 365, or earlier days it's called Dynamics CRM. And then I have been in this space since then, and it's been an exciting journey so far. And my journey to MVP it started exactly in Singapore, the year after I moved to Singapore. But I wanted to be an MVP even before that. So when I was in Chennai, when I was riding my, in India we ride bikes a lot than car. So I used to ride bike to my office, and what I do is I have my headphones, and then I have the helmet on top, and then I keep listening to the different podcasts like CRM audio podcast and the MVP podcast from Gus Gonzalez, and that really inspired me to become an MVP. So those speakers and the guest who speaks in those podcasts, they are so amazing. The content and the knowledge they have was such, amazing. And then I thought, okay, that's where I want to be as well. And I started thinking about it. And then I took the small steps to become an MVP, like attending the user group events in Chennai. And then I started attending user group events in Singapore. And then I got an opportunity to lead a user group, start a user group along with a couple of my friends, and few of my friends, in fact. And then that's how my journey started in MVP. Since then, so I have been organizing back-to-back events in Singapore and in Tamil Nadu, India, and across ASEAN. And I've done just one event in Auckland as well last month. And apart from organizing events, I'm an active speaker. I speak in multiple events across globe in quite well-known communities like Power Community and Dynamics Con and Scottish Summit and those kind of big user group events. And also I presented a few sessions in a session in Microsoft Reactor. And that's and I do write some blogs, but I'm not I need to do it regularly. But right now, due to all this migration from different countries to New Zealand and trying to settle down here, it's taking time, and also the work and things are quite different than what I used to, which I'll be talking later. But I need to do my blogs as well. I'm hoping that I will be able to start writing blogs frequently than what I'm doing now. From the benefits standpoint, people ask me what benefits does the MVP gives. So it's massive, I would say. When I say massive, it's not just about the subscriptions and softwares that you get of MVP. What I feel the most or the biggest benefit that I get out of MVP is my connects, personal connections. So I have built a great network now within the MVP circle. So I have amazing friends from across the world. So we're all MVPs as well, and we're not just MVPs, even the other community leaders basically. So the community has given me such a massive network, and whom I can rely on in terms of getting help, or even normal chit chat. I have a good time talking to those guys. They're all amazing from different parts of the world. And other than that, so the benefits, you get like a few free subscriptions, like a LinkedIn Premium and Visual Studio subscription and something like that. And on top of that, you also get, and another important benefits is you'll get a chance to basically interact with the product team within Microsoft. So you get access to the early releases even before it released to others, where you can basically provide feedback and then use them and provide feedback, those kind of stuff. And another biggest benefit is MVP Summit, which happens early once in Seattle. This year is happening in person after last 3 years being virtual. But this year, and I have never been to any in-person summit, to be honest with you. The year I started my MVP journey, and I booked the flight tickets, everything done. I was supposed to attend the summit on 2020, but because of COVID, it got cancelled at the last moment. And since then, it's been a virtual event. I'm not going this year in person mostly. I think so, but next year definitely I'll try to make it for that. That's another benefit, where you basically get together and meet all the MVPs, and then go spend good time with them, and then get access to the early releases for the product, and then you can provide feedback to Microsoft. Yeah. That's one MVP benefit. And from solution architect, as a solution architect in my day-to-day work, I'd say the challenges standpoint. Well, I love my role and I love the work I'm doing. The challenges, I would say, is it's quite comprehensive role, where you can't just be focused on any specific thing. So of course it requires focus whenever it's required, but the challenges is like you have to be across the place. You have to work with your functional business analyst and your clients very closely, in terms of right from discovery to all the way to go live and then testing. And also you need to work closely with your technical team, where because you have to build the design, and the team, you should make sure that the design has been followed across the implementation, and you should make sure that it's not just from the work standpoint. Also, you make sure that you have a team, that rapport with your team, and then the team spirit to get this project built and go live. So I would say it's very comprehensive role, and definitely have to switch your mind from one area to another one often and frequently, and without compromising the quality. And what makes it more challenging is you tend to work more than one project at a time, because you are not full-time. Most of the time you'll be working more than one project, sometimes more than two projects as well, and that time it makes it more challenging, because each customers are different, and then their business scenario or the challenges is different, and the solution is different. So you have to make sure that you give the right solution, and you work with the team to make sure it's becomes successful implementation and go live, and the customer is happy. And the key differences that I have noticed in working in the industry in India and then in Singapore and in New Zealand is India and Singapore are pretty much similar. So where you have, maybe it's changed in India now, but there are lots of on-premise implementations at that time, and in Singapore still we got lots of on-premise implementations, and which basically puts you in the back seat when it comes to competing with others in the technology, because of all the great features that's been released only for online, or mostly online and then to on-prem to a certain extent. So it's quite a massive difference between working in New Zealand and Singapore or India, because you get a chance to work on new things, and then the latest technologies, and in New Zealand, and the working hours are quite long in Singapore and India compared to New Zealand. So in New Zealand we have a very good work-life balance, where we basically work for 8-9 hours a day, and then we have flexibility to work from home and then also to work from office. And in between, if you want to take break to basically pick up and drop a kid or something like that, that nobody's stopping you, and but you basically make sure you finish the work that's been assigned to you. And from other advantages from working in Singapore or in New Zealand, I would say that it's the implementations are pretty much quite similar. So because in Singapore most of them are banking implementation or government, its process is quite similar, and once you get used to that process, it's going to be similar for other clients. But in New Zealand, I would say it's quite different. Well, there are in New Zealand as well. There are lots of government projects, and then business and banks, and then farming, agriculture, those stuffs. Since I'm new to Singapore, New Zealand, I'm still exploring and still learning about the local industry and the market. So that's quite different compared to the others. Yeah, it has own ups and downs. But in terms of overall experience and overall good work-life balance, I would suggest, my preference would be working in an environment like this, like what I'm working in New Zealand, than the others. Yeah, so talking about the importance of the community and mentorship in the tech industry is quite important, and it's significant. The impact is very significant because what I'm here today is being built by my community that I had around me right from last 6-7 years. So community has given me, or for anyone who basically gets actively involved in community, will give you that visibility, will give you that contacts, will give you that awareness for the product, because the product is massively growing. It's not just about business application or Power Platform for that matter. For any product in today's world, it's massively growing, and it's been new features being introduced, and the AI, lots of stuff around AI happening these days. So if to be on top of these new releases and new features that's coming on, the changes that's happening in the market, you should be actively involved in the community, whether it's online or it's in person or both, because that's where you know like what is happening around you, because you're going to attend the sessions where people are going to present all the latest content. You're going to speak to other attendees. You want to understand how the market is changing, how the product is changing, and that will give you an idea about what you basically can look into and what you can understand, and how you can keep up yourself with these changes, so that you don't feel like you're left out of the product or the growth that's happening. And mentorship is another key. So finding a right mentor will definitely help you to achieve your goal quicker and faster, and also in a better way, I would say. So having 1 or 2 mentors in each area, it's not just industry, any areas of your life is definitely a key, I would say. I had a few good mentors in my career, and they really helped me to define, achieve what I wanted to achieve, and then guide me along the way even today. Yeah. Well, the product has evolved a lot. When I started in CRM 2011, and in 2013, it was pretty much sales, customer service, and marketing, and then later field service and product service. But most of the implementations we were doing were on so-called XRM implementations, which is basically custom implementations, which is called model-driven app now, right? And but now if you see where the product has evolved, it's so flexible, because earlier you have to buy one CRM product and then you have to use it. You're using it or not, you'll be buying as a one CRM product. But now you have flexibility to choose whatever you want and then buy others as an add-on. And after the Power Platform was released, and it's been massively evolved over the years, I would say. So the power of like low code and no code is absolute disruption in the technology industry, I would say. And all the low code, no code application development, Canvas app, model-driven app, workflow automation, Power Automate, chatbot, building chatbot using Power Virtual Agents, and building website using Power Pages or so. It's really, as I would say, like it's been massive, and we didn't imagine that that this will replace many things that we used to develop a lot, write lots of code. For example, especially the Power Automate has replaced tons of code that we used to write for the automation and the integrations, and that has made it really just in like workflow setup kind of stuff instead of writing the code. And recent exciting development, I would say, my pick would be on ChatGPT or OpenAI for that matter, and because like, well, it's made the whole automation to a different level. They're talking about service, you're talking about sales, you're talking about marketing, you're talking about bot. It just took that natural language understanding, where basically it can understand what the users typing or asking in natural language, and convert into a and find get the right right data models to get the right results to you and customize results to you, and so that you can take action immediately. So one of the examples that I've seen that's amazed me is Dynamics 365 Copilot recently. So which, if a sales and a customer service person, instead of spending hours and hours in gathering the meeting notes and then composing an email and then doing follow-up with clients, it does that by default. It makes the life easier by bringing all those data points together and suggesting an email content or suggesting an meeting notes, gathering the key information from meeting notes. So all these stuffs are really amazing. I really didn't think about that the product will be evolving this much and faster, and in short span of time. Finally, the advice that I give to someone who is starting in tech industry would be, I think pretty much people are quite aware of how to get into technology, not like in earlier days where we typically go to a training or coaching to a physical center or online center, and then you basically apply for the jobs. You go and apply the on campus, off campus kind of stuff. So I think now it has changed a lot, where people are basically, and my advice would be the same as well, where you have plenty of amazing online contents, free contents, and then some paid, not that much. It's hardly cost few 500, 600 rupees each course in Udemy or Pluralsight, and like people are getting all that. You can get access to all those materials and lab materials, and also you can use these courses to basically get your footprint in the technology area, and you can easily connect with professionals with an amazing platform called LinkedIn. And whichever technology you think you like and you want to excel, you basically add. My advice would be, you have a decent profile in LinkedIn. Don't worry about whether you are a fresher or experienced, doesn't matter. You just have a good profile, and you build into a good profile by just starting simple. That's okay. You reach out to every single connection, contact that you or the LinkedIn connects that you have, and then build that LinkedIn connects in the first place. When you send a request, you just say hi. Don't say hi, hello. Just clearly mention the intent and then give a request. Like if you're starting as a fresher, you make sure that you clearly mention your intent, that you're a fresher and you're looking forward to learn from the person whom you're connecting, and you're looking forward to follow that post, and so and so. And then you give the friend request so that they know, okay, someone is reaching them, and so that the others can get benefit and they're going to accept it mostly, right? And in that way you build that connection, and once you build the connection, you follow the post that they are posting, and that's how you keep that in update with the technology, and you understand what is happening. And then you start writing blogs, and you start writing the posts in that way. That will give you visibility, and people eventually reach out to you. Then you're going to reach out to them, but it takes time. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but that will be a solid foundation. And with all your GitHub repository and all your blogs and all your connections, you will be approached by the chances of you getting approached by a good opportunity is high in that way. And that would be not just for the job, also to pursue a career or a passion. I would say that would be something that I would do and I would advise as well. Thank you, everyone. Hope that was helpful.